So again, something that we've not yet seen from LNG this split, but something that, again, if you've been playing League of Legends for any number of seasons and you're a jungler, you've got Lee Sin in the pool. Very early stage of the game, and the fact that On actually goes for the W to try and establish push is pretty important, as we see Xiao Hao fishing around it in the mid lane here.
Oh, Haichao looking for a trade, but it's going to receive the gank flash away, matched by Xiao Hao perfectly for the knockup, and it's first blood for J4.
Actually, a flash is too, moving your mouse to that, getting your flash in the right spot.
Oh, Perugia, lovely engage. The Alistair went from XD to you're done, Fish one. On with the kill in bot side, and LNG pushing too hard in mid and bot lane.
And this is the start that we wanted to see here from EDG. 3-0, double kill for their AD carry.
Fish one and OVO still trying to control the push here, trying to crash these waves in and maintaining a small CS lead, but Perugia threatening with a Hex Flash as well. Gets in with the double knockup, straight into the boomerang blade of Fish one, about to get stunned up, but the bouncing autos will catch again. Perugia, you highlighted this player, Rude, dude. He's already made 2 beautiful kills happen.
Absolutely, and I mean, we kind of came into this looking at the supports and thinking, you know, can OVO hold up a candle to Perugia? And in game number 1 so far, the answer has just been an unequivocal no. This Alistair has been absolutely incredible, as now Xiao Hao makes his way back to mid.
Oh dear, Haichao on a bit of a journey in the river, meets 2 members of EDG. It is going from bad to worse on the bot side. Both mid and bot carries down 0-2.
I would like to remind people that for LNG to have a postseason, they cannot lose a single game. Right now, they will be sweating, because if they lose this series, if they lose this game even, that resigns them to not being able to play in the play-ins. It gives Ultra Prime that berth into 4th place, and means that now the rest of this series is ultimately 4-0, as we see LNG actually moving Fish one up to this top side.
Yeah, absolutely. LNG trying to take away some of these grubs. They are on vision, but it's not a grand rush from EDG over to that top side. Maybe going to give them a little bit of reprieve just for now. OVO is keeping an eye on any movements from the mid lane. LNG will maybe find something, but now here comes the rotation. Actually hung around just a little bit too long, did the rel. TP in from Angel as well. Another kill for Ana's Haichao trying to desperately scrape back, but a flash over Perugia dodges the seismic shove into the combo with the shockwave. Xiao Hao around the corner, and that's another death for Talia.
He can keep his team in the, you know, just without losing anything on the top side, he'll be more than happy.
Now Fang has to dash back to OVO. Stuns up high, Xiao Hao on the engage. Perugia's ready, gets a flash out of the rel. Out comes the equalizer. There's the hotbot combo, and OVO nowhere to go, no more options. It's another kill for EDG.
Tape, looking at, you know, how well it is that they've been able to execute on these early games, as Xiao Hao looks to find that second dragon of the game. Don't expect that LNG will really be able to find a contest for these long before the Soul. It'll be a very, very tight window for them if they want to try and make their way back into this honestly in the next 10 minutes. And you can see they're looking onto this top side. They've put a ward down, which should signify to ZDZ, actually, I might be the one who's under a little bit of trouble. There's an opportunity for a flash follow if he wants it, but instead just decides not to, as ZDZ now may be in a bit of trouble.
Zika with the knockup and the second rotation from Talia, not cowed by that top lane flash loss, and will actually finally secure first kill of the game, first kill of the day for LNG.
And there we go, you know, Zika trying to make some plays. Xiao Hao comes down to the bot side to get a little bit of gold, but there's a TP ward behind LNG here, one that maybe Perugia can look to spellbook swap to. Instead, they might just go through the front door here, and there we go.
Oh dear. Yeah, Haichao flashing in. Xiao Hao, I should say, flashing in. Haichao doesn't have a flash of their own. Perugia flies in with another headbutt. No escape this time for Talia. And OVO's around the corner with the flash away from Zika, should get them out of dodge. Xiao Fang as well waiting to see if there's an angle, as Angel has been having a very quiet game, a very cool, pleasant walk in the park so far on this first day.
To the bot lane, play your 2 solo laners. It means that that top side is going to go largely missing. And Xiao Feng here looking for Xiao Hao. Not sure who it is that's caught who.
He's landed the Q, he's gone in with the kickback. OVO around the corner with a knock-in and a Magnet Storm with the crash down. Fish one ready. Can we get a kill on the carry? We absolutely can. But here's the rotation. At what cost, LNG? Fish one cooking down from ZDZ and a flash over from An to secure it. Rumble chasing down the Unara. And LNG go deep for a kill, but they give 2 back.
And importantly, right, I like the fact that the shutdown is on the Yunara. A little bit of gold for Fish One means he's that little bit closer to being able to carry. But even on, still fishing here. This Sivir is an absolute fiend in this game, and On's going to find another one onto OVO, who, on this rel, certainly struggling to keep pace with EDG and with Perukia. 12-2 now in this early game, as we get to see maybe an interrupt on Xiao Hao's recall. And Angel, again, at this point, definitely strong enough to win this.
Yeah, the walk in the park is over, and now it's time for a scrap in the back alley. Drops the ultimate on Haikyao. Remember, still no flash, still no options. They are really hammering down the punishment on this Taliyah.
Keep their chances of a postseason alive. They cannot lose a single game, but 17 minutes in, down 6,000 gold. It looks all too likely that this game number one, and ultimately their chances of an off-season aren't going their way.
Yeah, EDG looks like currently they will be able to stroll into the post-match press conference with the confidence, the swagger returned.
So it's yeah, it's looking pretty rough right now if you're an LNG fan, and honestly, the best thing that you can do is hope and pray that EDG forget how to close out a game, but with OVO caught in the jungle, it's not looking all that likely. The tier 1 next up for grabs.
Well, Perukia again with an engage with a lovely shockwave to drive back Yunara, barely limping to safety. Is that late game carry in Fish One, but the turret's certainly not going to last. Trying to find an EDG member on the back half there. Ultimately unsuccessful, and the Dragon now over Xiao Hao as well with an early Cloud Soul point to play for.
Yeah, the flick going wide there. Unfortunate miss from Xiao Hao's Perukia. Spellbook Smite steals away the blue buff from Xiaofeng, as they're just looking to get anything back, Trajan, and it's just not working. EDG looks like they're struggling with not fighting really. Hello.
Yeah, Perukia leading the charge in. We'll find OVO, but the TP's coming in. We are dropping it all on this Atacam play for LNG. Can they force the throw? But a shockwave removes Taliyah from the equation. Xiaofeng looking for a route in, but just can't find an angle. Zika picked apart in the 1v5, and the full chase is on from EDG. Again, it is just one by one. Down the line they go. LNG can find nothing.
An absolute slaughter, and honestly business as usual for EDG through this game one. Maybe Xiaofeng can snipe away a steal here, but it's going to be so hard done by. Spotted out with the flag, and you already know they're not going to leave this one up to chance. Perukia and ZDZ, like sharks in the water, they smell blood and they want it.
Dear, Perukia blocking the Q, over the wall he goes, ZDZ to complete the kill, and an Atakan for EDG. So
straight in on top of the Alistair, in between the Orianna and the Jarvan, eats a shockwave to the face and immediately gets taken out. Xiaofeng, this whole time, he throws one Q and then runs away. He's not a part of this fight. Knows that even if he W's over there to try and give some sort of disengage peel, nothing's going to happen. And we go back to live. Haikyau's dead. OVO's dead with 22 minutes in, CJ. And I think that, EDG, they're already... this game, largely chalk and cheese.
Yeah, not what I call breaking news. The deaths of Haikyao and OVO right there. 7 deaths apiece right now. Haikyao with one lonely kill as the towers continue to tumble on LNG's map. Their hopes of a postseason slipping away. Pinks to sit on, step up behind the pit. And LNG, last team fight didn't go great, but they know they cannot just sit and wait or the game will just end. EDG forcing the issue once again. Xiao Hao over the wall with a perfect flag. He's going to get 4 of them in there. Down comes the hotpot, the shockwave, the combos, the ults just layering one after another. And the double knockup from Perukia just to put a pretty bow on it and a cherry on top. EDG decisively sweep away LNG's hopes, LNG's dreams, and they are looking to get themselves right back on the path to victory.
And that's the team fight we've been looking for, Trajan. A glorious 5-0 ace to seal game one.
No notes for EDG, to be honest. I don't know if anyone really made a material error in this game. 2 kills to LNG's name, 3 grubs, and that's about it. EDG showing the quality they have. That's why they're already locked for play-ins. Well, okay, not necessarily any craziness dropped right here, but there is some playmaking potential, that's for sure. For LNG, they've got the Pantheon jungle, they've got the Lucian Brahmin bot side. We can potentially see some action here. Maybe, we haven't seen too much of the junglers so far, but Xiao Hao now ready to try and find an angle here. Remember, no flash Lucian, and the flash in from Perukia gets the hook, locks him down, and Xiaohao around the corner. This is just curtains for Lucian, but he's not going to go down without a fight. Picks up the first kill with a trade onto Perukia.
At the very least, a 4v4ers. Looks like LNG are posturing around these grubs. And Zika down on the bot side. He has got teleport.
Wants to come in, he can. And so far, ADG are going to take the ball, and LNG again not pulling the trigger. Similar to game number 1, they'll show up for the play, but just cannot seem to get into a comfortable position to actually act on it.
You know, is feeling pretty good about their position in this game, and if they can stay alive, find a little fight here, you know, the amount of souls that you're going to get, that's another one onto OVO. So whether or not he can stand and T-pose like that in the face of LNG without punishment.
He doesn't quite land the hook, and the Trundle Pillar will slowly advance. Dragon already completed. Now LNG a little bunched up. Actually, engage comes in from Xiao. Hi Xiao, but they engage right back in there. The public execution from CDG separates them off. Angel with the first kill into OVO. Finally, Xiao flying on the board, but they cannot get the Akali off this Azir's back. Fishon with the barrier to keep himself topped up.
Use that advantage to try to take this Rift Herald, but EDG again, teleports ready, heals ready, Storming Shadow coming up off cooldown.
All 10 members accumulating in the river. Herald done for Xiaofan, but he's taking a lot of punishment on the front line. Has to drop the shield down. Perukia over the wall. Looks to lock them down. ZDZ with the first kill. In goes Angel. Now OVO fleeing. Haichao with the scoop back. Keeps himself alive for now. But again, the solo laners from EDG are just inevitable. You put the wall up, they'll just leap right over it. And LNG are now trapped under this top lane tower. Fishone doing what he can. Arn poking and prodding. And EDG are just bottling them in this top lane.
Get the way
from the Nautilus. CDC doing what he can. Fishone desperately hugging the wall, but in comes Angel. Throws out the 5-point strike, and it's another kill for Akali. Now Zika, the last left alive, manages to scrape his way out.
But Perukia, once again, eyes on Haichao every single chance he gets, looking constantly at how he can set up Angel. LNG, though, looking to try and make a play, it looks like, on the map, able to get themselves a little bit of free time with this bot lane tier 1 turret. They do still have the Rift Herald as well, and that tier 1 turret in the mid lane isn't, you know, particularly healthy. I'd like to see them try and make a secondary push or a bit of an assault to that Herald and see if they can find anything with the mid lane turret.
Coming up on the bot side, Haichao pulling the recall. Looks like he's going for the Rylai's second. Not the most common Azir build we see, but it is going to give him a little bit more survivability, hopefully. ZDZ has been drawing a bead on him in every single fight so far. He just needs a little bit more survivability. Can maybe do more income Xiaofang to try and punish this Unbetter. Has dropped the flash, but now Azir's in for a little bit of revenge. Redemption comes down, but a flash in. And LNG will pick up a clean kill onto that top side. Sadly, it will be at the cost of the Dragon.
Yeah, and I think this is a good play for LNG still. That taking turrets around the map, opening up the map as well. Actually, you know, looks pretty good for them at this stage. Might even be able to find a bit of a play for the second turret with all 5 members.
Flicker Blade and even more crit for Fishone, because Lucian is heading into a mid game and should be able to do a heck of a lot of damage. A big culling onto the right target could be game changing. OVO, in fact, drops the ultimate onto Perukia. This Nautilus, remember, not so tanky, has to flash away, and Xiaofang will secure it. In comes Zika from the side. ZDZ looking for an angle, doesn't quite get stunned. Angel as well, both the solo laners isolated, but Xiaofang forgotten about on the left flank and goes down to Arn. Now Xiaohao can run forward looking for OVO. A root comes in. ZDZ dives. Haichao with a shoot back, but cannot stop Angel. Fishone back to the tower. He needs to try and survive, but Angel says absolutely not. Takes him down without a second thought. The triple for Akali, and EDG run the fight again.
Masterclass from Angel on this Akali in game number 2. Saw the Azir and decided that this is the matchup that he wanted, and we can see why.
Phenomenal in this game. They'll turn it straight into the Atakan. There's a TP coming in from Zika. I'm not sure what the angle is here, but maybe they have one. EDG looking to just pick up this objective. The Atakan so well managed in game 1. Looks like it's going to be the same in game 2, wasting no time fleeing back to the base.
Song just gets left like a lamb to the slaughter, and then the ensuing 4v4. About to cut back to life.
Oh my word, Xiaofang again back in there, but look at Angel, he's into the backside again. ZDZ following up as well. 2 more on the board for this Akali. I think we're at 10-0 right now. Threatening on the flank. Where is Angel? Currently just sitting with the bulk of EDG. No crazy flank position just yet. Fishone and Haichao have got to be terrified of this threat over the wall.
Waiting for Angel to see what his pop-off can do. No shuriken flip, so there's not a way for him to get in just yet. On, though, in a bit of trouble.
That's the flash away, barely scraping away. Of course, the center being alive means he can heal up a little bit. The Dragon forgotten by the wayside as Xiaofang looking for Angel to keep him out. He's being zoned decently right now. Faruqia, though, with the hook. Out comes the slam.
In
Down
goes
goes
the
the Dragon and into the backline again. It's Angel. You cannot escape this, man. ZDZ once again draws the target on Haichao's back. And it's the same formula every time, Rude Dude. Every time it works, EDG smash the fight.
I mean, I think they've remembered that their center went down to bot side. They actually can't get away with going for that, but they'll be happy to take some gold back on the map. They'll take this bot lane tier 1, which feels a little bit sort of backwards at this point, given the fact that they're winning fights around dragons and the idea that they could have turned to the Baron there. The power of the Scion may be good as a front line, but if it just gets ignored, what is it that LNG are to do?
Again, the tension building. And LNG trying to take this.
They're going to look for him, though.
Look,
can he ult OVO?
Very isolated. Lovely follow-up by Zika and Fishon with the kill. There's something back for LNG now.
Either of those are your win cons here, and it's still difficult.
Yeah, maybe Haichao can finally not get publicly executed in this play. They're already backing away. In comes the flag. Fishon, how is he so low already? On with the ultimate, moves the deal. Angel beautifully stasising through the Emperor's Divider, now annihilated on the backline as well. Takes out one, forces the flash from the second, dashes over for that one, and oh my word, EDG, it is just the same every single time. Even 4v5, Angel picks up the slack and does the work of both solo laners. Zika will get a last-ditch kill, but now the Baron's exposed.
Yeah, Faruqia cursing his AD carry there a little bit because On decided to hit 4 auto attacks on the control ward in the pit instead of taking down the Scion, who eventually takes out the Nautilus. So no Baron buff for the Anchorman, but EDG will be more than happy with the fact that they found 5 kills, and once again there was very little response available from this LNG roster. Again, EDG looking like they are putting an easy stomp on this series, a 2-0 win.
Yeah, finally choosing to bet on himself right here into the backline again. Goes into the stun combination with a quick shroud. Will get him out of danger right there. Xiaofang heading for the hills, just delaying the inevitable. Angel picks up another Haichao, maybe looking to strip away those Medjai stacks, desperately reaching for a Sand Soldier auto, but there's just not enough space for it. On with the fire back, and the Sun Disc is up, but it cannot stop the march of EDG. One by one again, LNG crumble, and Zika, so many times in this series, in this year maybe, abandoned onto the bot side tower to be the last death for LNG. Another Baron push is coming into
the minions. Guys, kill the Scion. We need the minions, please. They do manage to find what is another 5-4-0, and I mean, EDG at this point are just having fun with their food. It's taken them a little bit longer than game number 1 did, but On is to 145 stacks 30 minutes into this game. Like, he's also attacking from the Howling Abyss. It's just not fair at this point to try and make LNG play this one out.
Yeah, with the level of stacking that they were doing from minute 1, forcing those early trades, playing the range so beautifully, and on now, it's paying dividends. You know, even with the build that static shifts, Black Cleavers, RFCs, you know, the beauty of Senna.
The final nail in the coffin of this series.
Yeah, top lane tower falls. Gestural hook onto Zika, and the Culling comes out. Faruqia not even that bothered anymore. Now with the Ocean Soul, even Nautilus for a Pantheon stun. They're looking to try and isolate Angel. Of course, the Shroud comes down and simply walks away.
And he's got invisible.
Yeah, covering right here. Another knockup misses from Zika.
Look at how far On's auto attacks are reaching as well. Like, he's just constantly farming, constantly destroying the HP bars.
Yeah, triple in here comes down. Hook in from Faruqia, trying to force the issue. And ult goes down onto Fish 1, but there's the damage going through. Angel on the back line. 2 turrets be damned. He's still going for the kill, so the Ocean Soul gets it with the swag stasis at the end. Completes the double, makes it a triple, maybe the quadra, but they're already dead. There's no targets left for him. And Angel in a playground in this game. Xiaofang watching outside the window as his own Nexus explodes, sadly. But EDG,
wait,
we needed
let
them.
him kill the Pantheon.
There we go. completed the ace. We needed EDG.
Disengages from Kyle and potentially disengages as well. Definitely a lot of options available to Jun on this pick, but again, this is a JDG composition that is reliant very heavily on Pays. Means that the Orianna's got to go down to the bot side to catch that. Yozai has to move into the mid lane, and looks like there's a T-piece from the spell book from anyone's legend, and they're going to try and make the most of this play. With push still happening on that top side, it is giving the window over to AL, and credit to Flandre here, this counter pick of Aurora onto the Rumble. It's given them prio over not just Crabs, but now these Grubs as well. Safe to say that this Aurora pick is working out for now.
Great pivot by anyone's legend to head over to that top side after the bot lane was not looking in such a great state. Away from that, and we've instead settled on the Kraken, but Pays keeping it real with the old school build from a week ago. And still on the way of the Ruin King as AL actually might want to get in here. Shuo flashing in to get the knockup and the Galio to follow. Pantheon on that front line struggling. Pays has the ultimate. He is transcendent. He is firing. He is free hitting. The shockwave clips him though. Out comes the equalizer. First kill down to Tarzan. Flandre's arrived. The Aurora damage is big, but JDG already controlled the fight. Scout, a massive team fight from him. And it's the red side team that open it up first.
A 4-for-0 in our first skirmish of this series. JDG absolutely slaughter anyone's legend as they were trying to get a bit fancy, trying to steal away a blue buff. Instead, they'll lose out on the fight, they'll lose out on 4 kills and the dragon to boot.
About it. Scout going to pick up that bot lane turret more or less uncontested right now, assuming he has the wave to do it, as AL, not deterred, will head straight onto the Rift Herald. And JDG looks like they don't feel confident enough to contest it just now, but folks, if you want to learn to team fight like Scout, please draw your attention to prodiff.gg. All the coaches are players from the LTA, NACL, and ERL system.
Yeah, and this is not level 5 anymore. The Aurora, the Pantheon, they've got the burst to take you down if they land that stun. Teleport up to the top side as we are going to see first brick fall for Scout as he TPs up to the top side.
We're in a fight in the river as well. Hope's already dropped the ultimate, but KL buys some more time. Show him around the corner, cannot catch out Hope, but KL is not so lucky. JDG with a 5th kill on the board as they manage to hold on to top turret as well.
Absolutely rip through this turret.
Here it is, the real value starting to come online here. AL had started to build up a moderate gold lead from that early game, but the fight breaks out and now it's JDG 1.5k ahead, folks.
JDG, yes, they've got 4 series wins, but they were all against FPX and WE, almost the freebies of the LPL that split number 2 Ascend has had, or split 3 of Ascend has had to offer. And now JDG need to repeat that success.
Scout on the flank has been discovered though by Flandre and Tarzan. He's going to maybe lead them on a merry chase right here. Gets the ult off just in time. No vision for AL to stop him, and the dragon's already done. The fight's still happening. KL caught in the front line. Massive burst to knock him down. Scout again with another kill. The equalizer slowing the retreat. Shockwave only connects onto 1, and Pays hunting for more. Looking for that first kill. The Unara hungry for the pop-off, but cannot quite get it. JDG split on 2 fronts, but Flandre finds himself abandoned, isolated in the backside of the play. Can escape from Judge. Still has the ult and gets burst onto as well. Yep. Switches position, looks for more. Tarzan's back in. AL with the re-engage. They take down 2, but Xiaoshu hunting down for Shanks. Going to get him range for the harpoon in a bit of a dangerous pincer, but the top laner escapes. And AL firing back in that fight. Now a flash and a stun to clean up yet another kill. And the Atacon started up straight away.
As the Atacon is going to fall down on that bot side, anyone's legend find a big swing back. And this game, Trajan, right back to level pegging as both of these two teams sat about 100 gold apart from each other.
A bit more power. The scaling is massive there. Ultimately, we're still waiting for it to come online. JDG still confidently contesting this River Vision though.
And I mean, spellbook exhaust put down. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Scout onto Shanks right now. Maybe this time they can get the kill done, but watch for the Hope ultimate. Scout is deep with a defensive ultimate to reposition. The shockwave onto 4, it slows down the rest, but Xiaoshu is in! Burns down the Orianna, and this time anyone's legend can do nothing about it. For seat right now, and so much of it has come from this man in the mid lane, from Scout, who has rocketed back into the Rift. The throw down caught on the shockwave. And a bit too aggressive there from the JDG support. Gives one back. He'll be able to be comfortably aligned right there with Dro TPing back into the middle. So JDG trying to get control of this mid lane push, and AL with the movement into bot side river might lose the turret, but the Dragon's been slow.
Double knock up.
In. That's a nice equalizer, forces the early out from Hope. They're looking for Shanks again, but Scout this time can't find it. A Flandre ult does less damage, but Zhuo still abandoned on the front line. Tarzan's in! Perfect target selection, nails onto Pays, Xiaoshu to follow, and Scout now this time abandoned. It's another great taunt. The damage is huge, but it's not quite enough, and the Infernal Soul will have to wait.
AP Galio triple kills there for Scout, unfortunately, but that was still a very, very close run thing. AL barely able to come out on top.
Already down to half HP, Flandre getting rid of that blast.
June has flash.
He's going to take the long way around. He's got multiple routes into the pit, but Shanks trying to block him there. Zhuo, Hex flashing over the wall. He can't make it, and a flash from June comes a hair too late. Yeah. Almost approaching 3 items now as the Yunara still without a kill to their name. Kept both summoners from that fight as well. Just snap decision from Tarzan to catch him too far forward, eliminates him with the damage from Flandre to help it along. As AL now, wearing the Baron buff, start to clean out these turrets in the gold lead.
Now remember, again, we were still favouring this JDG composition if they can make it to the hyper late game, right? We know that Pays on this Yunara, the champion itself, has the capability to do great things.
With a good amount of respect, not stepping too far forward, wary of a potential Zhuo Hex Flash engage. Flandre with the Between Worlds, doesn't achieve too much, but gets the wave into the tower, trying to knock this down. A turret forces him to hop over it. Scout looking for more, but only finds Kale. The equalizer cannot lock anyone in either more. Tarzan, though, knocked up on the front line. Hope can maybe do what he can. There's a choke for him to play in, but Pantheon is going to get pushed into the Resurrection. Kyle's in with the ult and back out again. Scout looking for more, but the shockwave interrupts it. And now Hope is still untouched in the backline. Look at the Blade Caller. AL positioning that team fight beautifully, and JDG, they reach for it, but they cannot find the win.
He barely lives here, and in a 2 versus 4, they're going to have to defend their Nexus. With Baron still up for another 8 seconds, anyone's legend here. Going to look for at least 2 inhibitors, but with 30 seconds on both solo laners, I'd be surprised if they don't push for more. I think they're just a little bit worried about the damage that Pays can do and whether or not they can clear the waves. But yeah, let's try and end. And sacrificed by JDG. They need to get this dragon, they need to take it quickly, and they need to win the fight afterwards, then get back to base before those super minions start wailing away on those structures.
Xayah Featherstorm has done massive work so far this game to avoid the engages by Zhuo, by Scout, by Shun. Hope has been exactly the reliable carry they needed. Scout currently in the mid lane. He's got level 16. He's got the level 3 ultimate and a possible flank if he wants to go for it. Looks like they're going to bring this dragon down to a flip where Zhuo's popped the ultimate, but there's the force straight away onto Pays again! And Scout can't save him. Shun at least finds the Infernal. It's 1 for 2 right now, but they need to survive. They need to keep the Nexus alive if they want to use it. Tarzan ulting behind to keep the flank. Galio TP's out to get back to the last ditch defense of the base, but this is looking almost hopeless for JDG.
Scout and Zhuo versus 4. Now with the Infernal Soul as well, they might be able to clear these waves out with the Galio's base damage with that Infernal as well. But what can Scout do all on his own and just 1 Nexus turret standing?
Knocked up the damage. Lovely stasis to avoid the Orion ultimate, but Zhuo completely evaporates and Galio can do no more. He certainly tried his best today, but AL, they're just too strong. The resilience too good. The target selection too pristine. So for JDG, if you're looking for a dive, at least you don't have to pick from too many targets, because there's only really 2 that you want to be diving on. And you
they are
take one away.
Mobile. A little bit of the issue of taking Q level 1 behind the play here. Vi and Jarvan probably matched clears in terms of their speeds. It's not like one completely outpaces the other. But you can see not having access to that attack speed steroid or the attack reset, it's going pretty poorly as... Hold on.
Ooh, Xiaoshu with the flash in, Flandre with the solo kill in top side. Tarzan was ready if needed, but no requirement to get involved. Flandre putting Xiaoshu in his place.
Yeah, that's not good at all
for
JDG. This was, again, a counter-pick matchup. This is one that they should have had the run of things for, as we are seeing now. Tarzan and Jun come to blows.
Tried to weave it out, but shouldn't clips him. Shanks pretty low, but actually forces the issue back onto this Vi. Shanks diving in deep. Low HP it may be, but commits hard for the reward, and Scout can do nothing about it. And actually hope to fish for a flag right there, and they can maybe stop the recall.
Should be able to with Q here. Can stop him under the turret. Now Xiaoshu's just going to have to fight his way out through Tarzan.
Tarzan with the red buff keeps him slow. The dashes are good for Ambessa, but can't escape the flag and drag. And a second death for JDG's top side. This is a very different story from game 1.
Again, Xiaoshu barely able to access level 6 at this point. AL are doing a great job at pushing the pace of this game, and all really off of this Flandre Scion.
Something like a game of dream is all that's needed right there. Scout just cannot touch this man with a tear in Lucidity boots. It's Tarzan starting up the grubs. Now, there's a contest from JDG here. We've got a bit of movement, bit of action on the map right here, Joe. Into the pit, right back out.
Oh no, the timing!
Connects to the TP perfectly from AL's top side, and Scout just disappears. And now Tarzan with the Cataclysm gets a flash out of Joe. Hope will hunt them out of the river there. But that is just exceptional from Flandre.
And you have to assume that that's chance. That is just pure coincidence. But Scout had flash. I don't know that there was a frame that he could use it. Like, that timing was just so perfect.
Here we go. And Hope going to be just, you know, trundling towards that Triforce without a care in the world. As AL with some aggressive positioning around this bot tower. It's a 3v3 for now. No AD carries present, and Shun with big damage. Scout as well. With the Vi Talia combo, Cataclysm has dropped. Shun slips away. Joao on the wrong side of town, but in back goes the Vi. A clutch shield for Tarzan keeps him alive, and Scout now shredded down by the Sand Soldiers. JDG, a valiant effort, but AL stands strong again.
And this is Shanks' Azir again. You're trying to go toe-to-toe with one of the best Azirs that we have. Hope, though.
Hope pays. Oh, BF sword time. Here's for something in the mid lane. The barrier's traded. Flash for Hope. That pays with a solo kill. Let's go.
Big one goes wide there. He flashes over both Q and another rocket. So Pace does really well. Hold on, they're fighting again.
And we return to the scene of the crime here for AL, but this time it's looking a little different. TP from Xiaoshu, though, can maybe threaten Shanks to keep him out of there. Scoot back, but Flandre running the train over JDG once again.
Absolutely tearing JDG to sunders, and it's really not getting any better for this JDG roster. Everything getting, honestly, pretty difficult for them. And again, as this game goes later and later, yes, they've got the scaling aspect of the Sivir, but trying to auto-attack an Azir as Sivir is never easy. And Shanks 3-0 and 4 is so much further ahead of the curve.
Backed up, they will likely be, well, it's about to stay uncontested on this, but the TPs are coming in, and JDG looks like they might want to try and catch them on the back end, but reticent to just stroll in as they have in the past. A ghost from Joao to look for maybe a Q, lands it onto Hope, but that looks like a foul hit around the corner again.
A point of conversation for AL. It's just a foregone conclusion, and it's more gold being funneled into this Azir, who now has the luxury of being able to go for Zhonya's Hourglass super early on. Usually we don't see this, and Flandre just TP'd straight in.
Returning to the mid lane tower, Joy doing what he can to hold the line, and the tower's still pretty healthy, but AL finding a path in proves hard enough. But it seems like the answer is a resounding no.
Let's recall. Let's use this time to get a little bit more, or a few more items, really. Well, we know that AL aren't going to be able to make a play on the map. They are able to make a play for neutral objectives, so that's going to be good enough for JDG to say, yep, we're out of there. Actually, we've had enough. And I think really it's on that third item. And Pays, unfortunately, this game he probably has to go LDR.
Objective for them to take, and again, JDG looks like they're trying to contest this time though.
I mean, they're late coming into this. This is pretty much already gone, and there's a Scion behind them as well. Oh no, oh no.
Get out, oh dear. Flandre crashing in again. Just Xiaoshu though. Doesn't take the item slowly trickling in. It is the last whisper for Pays, so we're shooting for the LDR, but it's a long way to go there as Tarzan now, tired of waiting, heads on to Shun and will potentially force the flash. There it goes, but another flash in from Kale, gets another from Scout. Cataclysm from Tarzan. This is between two towers, remember, but it just doesn't matter. Hope's 2 items deep, and he's got the burst to knock down Talia.
Next time his ulti comes back up, you can guarantee this Talia, this Sivir are going to be the targets. They're going to be the focus. And as much as we talked about the fact that this AL comp has only really got 2 carries. Spell shield? Oh, okay, just on the wrong side of the wall.
For Xiaoshu as well, the mobility helping Ambessa slip out of danger right there. JDG aggressively posturing, they ult in onto Tarzan. In fact, Pays needs to get into position. He can't auto-attack. Where's the damage? Xiaoshu is deep, wasting some time. Tarzan's back in, he gets stunned up, but Shanks has arrived, slides in with the shuffle, and eliminates the carries of JDG. Dro now the last one to head back to base. That's John Dorian Gaming, the way they got scrubbed out right there.
That's a 5-0, and that's a fight that just wasn't even close. The gold lead will paint you the picture of this game, unfortunately, and anyone's legend here back to their winning ways from the rough hangover they had to start out this split. And I mean, this was a series that I was looking to see them end with.
The well-known, experienced, tenured carries of JDG just cannot get it done today, as Jarvan, again looking for more Flandre, eternally on the flank, ready to cut them off. Zhuo picked apart, a flash with a Cataclysm, pays with nowhere left to run. An AL.
Turrets, like, what do they want from this position? Well, they've taken down 4. I mean, by the book is true, because they see that the enemy jungle is alive, and they're going to take them down before they head to the big purple worm.
And forget the objectives. There's another kill to pick up on the map.
Their goal from that fight, like, they're still so much further ahead in this game. It just doesn't matter. And maybe they'll lose a dragon off the back of this, but I don't even know that that's going to be the case here, as anyone's legend are more than able to get back out on the map nice and quickly. There's
critical 4-item mark that we need for FaZe to hit that breakpoint. It's looking further and further away. The Soul now picked up, matched up with the Baron buff, matched up.
I mean, for JDG, what do you even do in this position? You don't really have a good engaged threat with the Vi, who's going to go in and just get blown up immediately. The Ambessa, the same thing. It's just a really sad spot. Oh my god, Tarzan!
FaZe gets away from the Cataclysm. He's getting to right-click at least, but Shanks' right-clicks, they just look a little bit better, guys. 2 deaths already. Xiaoshu hounded from his own base. And just like that, anyone's legend wrap it up without a second thought. That's them locked for upper bracket, everybody. JDG, sadly, will have to settle for the play-ins.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.